Good afternoon, everybody. It's Sunday, July 15th, and I'm making my monthly farm video today to show you what's going on. And I think that you'll see a lot has changed since June. Um, things have been growing so fast, and we had a lot of heat and rain, so it's been really great actually. All of the crops have done really well, and so I'll just take a quick tour and just show you what's going on in the field, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about the animals too. So this right here is the one of my main planting areas, and as you can see, everything's really big. So this is let's see, let me start with the first bed over here. Right here I have sweet potatoes, and they're actually looking really good. They were looking horrible when I put them in the ground. Um, they were just, somebody gave them to me. She had way too many, so I wasn't even planning on planting sweet potatoes. So when I got them, they look pretty much dead, but they're doing really well now. And this is my garlic right here, 3 beds, and it's ready. It's ready to harvest. We're gonna be harvesting this at the end of this coming week. Then here we got some onions. These guys have a little ways to go, but they're coming along. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, you can see looking pretty nice. These are my potatoes right here. They're doing really great. They're big, and the plants look really good. I don't see a lot of bug damage, a little bit of flea beetle, but nothing really bad. This is kale under the insect cover, and it's doing outstanding. We've been harvesting it. It's doing really well. I don't know if you can see it in there, but really nice big leaves and really healthy plants. We do have some insects in there that got in despite of the cover. You know, they always try anyway, but nothing bad as far as damage. So this bed that you see is being irrigated right now is just carrots that I just planted, and lettuces. And look at these beautiful nasturtiums here. Aren't they beautiful? I love them. I planted them way too dense, as you can see, but they're doing okay, and they're just mostly for fun anyway. You can eat them, and they're actually delicious, so if I get around to it, I will put them in salads. They're nice and spicy and peppery. This is my cilantro bed. I've been harvesting this a lot. It's doing really well. And then we have more lettuces. As I was saying in my previous videos, I plant a lot of lettuces because it's a big seller to my customers, restaurants, and the food co-ops. So then I got more cilantro, more lettuces, and then actually let me just turn around and show you this other field right here is all pasture. So the cows are gonna go on this this coming week, and it's looking really good. They're gonna love it. There's a lot of vetch in there. There's different kind of grasses and plants that they like. So they're gonna be on this in the next coming week. So these guys are zucchini, and as you can see, they're huge. They're doing really well. We've harvested so many already, and there are still so many coming. Just this morning I harvested, and look at this. It's already, they're just growing so fast right now. Look how big this one is, and I just harvested this morning, and there are a lot more coming. So I think this year the cucumbers and zucchini, all the cucumber family is doing really well, and I really think a lot of that has to do with attracting a lot of pollinators on the farm. We're getting so many cucumbers and so many zucchini, and I think it has to do with us having planted a lot of vetch, you know, for the cows, and the vetch is attracting the pollinators, and the pollinators then pollinate the plants, and we're getting a lot more off of them than we would have otherwise. So that's my theory anyway for this year, because I don't know how to explain otherwise the fact that these plants are just producing so much. And that seems like a good explanation, but we'll see. Here are the cucumbers. And again, just this morning I harvested 50 pounds off of this short bed. This is only, you know, maybe 25 feet of cucumber plants, 25 plants. And they just gave so much. So here I got some parsley and carrots, harvesting the carrots. Big sellers also, and doing really well. There we go, you can see one sticking out of the ground. And let me see what else we have. Let me just go around. All these cucumbers. They're kind of a pain to pick, I have to say. Not my favorite. You have to be really careful not to step on the plants, and to you're kind of in a weird position most of the time, but I don't have too much, so it's not bad. Yeah, here's one, and look at all of them. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. Yeah. So there are so many coming up. I think we're gonna be inundated with them for a little while, which is good. All right, so let me go around, see what else is here. Right here in this bed that's being, that you can see is wet. Just planted more carrots this morning, so these will be fall carrots. And here, planted some California poppies, just because they're so pretty, and it's nice to have flowers on the farm. So here we go. This is my quince tree. Poor thing was hard hit by the gypsy moths, but it is coming back. You can see the new leaves are coming back well. So it didn't kill the tree, thank goodness, but it really set it back. No fruit this year, unfortunately. So, all right. So, oh yeah, I wanted to show you the beans that are also here. So this year I'm trying beans on a trellis, climbing beans, because hopefully they're going to be a lot easier to pick than the beans I normally plant, which are bush beans, which I planted anyway. They're right here, but they're much lower to the ground, and they're just, you know, there are a lot of bending over, and it's hard to find the beans because there are so many leaves. So anyway, so I'm trying different things and see what works best. And look at these sunflowers. They're so huge. All right, so now I'm gonna head over to the greenhouse. Everything's so lush right now. It's just crazy abundant, and everything's growing so fast, and the earth is giving us so much. Is really amazing to see, you know, from day to day, to see the changes. And all right, I'm gonna try to get around these guys. These are meat birds that we're raising for meat, and they're in this movable chicken coop, chicken tractor that we put in a new spot every day so they get fresh ground. Sorry guys, just gotta get around you here. Very tight spot. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna walk to the greenhouse and show you what that looks like, because it changed so much, I think, also since June, my last video. So these are the tomato plants. Aren't they amazing? Look at how tall they are. Crazy tall. I can't even reach all the way to the top to trellis them anymore. And the fruit load is amazing. Look at all these tomatoes. See that? So, been harvesting already. Look at that. These are Roma tomatoes. And I harvested a few of those. These are heirloom tomatoes, and they're coming in really heavy. Look at the fruit. It's huge too. Yesterday, just to give you an idea here, let me show you. Relative to my hand, see that? They're really nice and big, and yesterday I harvested 2 heirloom tomatoes, and they were like a pound each, over a pound each. Here's more Roma tomatoes, and these heirlooms here are definitely starting to turn, so that's really great. We're gonna be selling them for sure this week. Cherry tomatoes right here. Look at the fruit load. It's just amazing. We're doing so well. So that's really exciting. We already harvested some of these, and they're starting to come in heavier and heavier. As you can see, look at all that fruit. So just to give you an idea, here's my hand fully stretched. So this is how far I can reach basically. So I cannot get to the top of that plant to trellis it unless I get a ladder or something, which I'm not crazy about because this ground is a little bit uneven. And but anyway, oh, here are more tomato plants. This is a later planting, so this is planted I don't know, at least a month later than these tall ones, and that's so we kind of the idea is to have a continuous supply. You know, when these taller ones kind of slow down a little bit, hopefully these smaller ones will kick in and we'll have a continual supply. And here are peppers. These are sweet Italian peppers. Amazing. Again, look at the fruit load on these plants. See that? I mean, just this plant right here, I can see. Let's see, and they're big too. I mean, it's only mid-July, and look how big they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 peppers just on this little plant alone. So this is really great. These guys we don't harvest green, although you can, but we don't. We usually wait until they turn red. They're super sweet. And sometimes when the plants get really heavy, like this one, I gotta prop it back up because the weight of the peppers kind of pulls the plants over and sometimes even breaks them. So I gotta take care of that this week soon. So, oh, let me show you. Here's another type of Roma tomato. This is an heirloom Roma tomato. Huge hit with chefs. It makes really good sauce. And here are the cherry tomatoes. Just a really amazing fruit load on them. Just look at this plant. It's really exciting. All right, so now we're getting into the eggplant. And I had my eye on this one for over a week now, so I think I'm going to harvest it tonight. Look how big it is. I'm going to harvest this one tonight and make probably make roasted eggplant. It's really good. Our whole family likes it. So yeah, so these guys are coming along really well. There's another really nice looking one, and then jalapenos. These guys are such a great plant. Easy, super easy, and they just produce so much. So I actually sold quite a few already this past week. That's all jalapenos. And then here I still have some soil blocks that are waiting to go in the ground. Mostly lettuces, you know, like I was saying before, I plant a lot of lettuces because we sell a lot of it. So lettuces, some cabbages right here that are waiting to go in. That's going to be our fall cabbage. And then gonna go back outside, and this field right now I have corn, as you can see. This is gonna be for us and the animals, and here's sweet corn too. And under these white covers We have more cucumbers and squashes. This is our second planting of them. So when the ones I showed you before kind of start going downhill, these guys will hopefully be just primed for harvest, and we'll have a continual supply of them. Right now they're covered, trying to protect them from insects, especially when they're young. It really helps them along, and so I'm gonna fix this cover just a little bit. So, all right. Oh yeah, so let me give you an update too with the orchard. So the gypsy moths are done, but it's kind of really scary. A lot of them laid eggs and hatched out, so we expect that next year is going to be really bad again for gypsy moths. So, you know, I'm not sure what that means. They only seem to damage the apple trees, and I'm not sure if it even makes sense at this point long term to keep these apple trees, because they're just so difficult to deal with, you know, without spraying or without those methods that we don't use. So I'm not sure what we're gonna do. I guess we're just gonna wait and see what happens next year with the gypsy moth, but we may choose to take out a lot of the apple trees and plant something easier instead, like for example these peaches and Asian pears. So the peaches are doing great. Look at the fruit load on these trees. See that? So they're just loaded and they're amazing. I wish you could smell how amazing it smells right here. They're just so you know, so perfumed and just beautiful smell. I'm just showing you. I don't know if it's so, the glare is kind of strong. I can't really see if you can see, but I think you can tell that the trees are loaded. So these are the peaches. They're coming in. I have to get my pots ready and make some jam and freeze some. And look at this branch. It just can't even handle all the load. It's just all the way to the ground. And then we got Asian pears coming in, also doing really well. These guys don't have problems with insects, you know, they're just so much easier. The trees, you don't have to fuss with them too much. And so look at the Asian pears. They're still tiny, but let me see, can you see that? Yeah, right here. Yeah, so tons of fruit, and we actually thinned them. So there were a lot more before we thinned them, but it is good to thin them. So, so tons of fruit on this, easy tree. So I'm kind of leaning on towards taking out some of those apple trees, not fuss with them anymore. And we also have some European pears, which, let me see, these are still Asian pears right now. Just trying to, I'm barefoot, and and it's kind of prickly, so I'm sorry if this is jerky and whatever, you know, but so these are European pears, and they're also looking great. So here they are, small, but you know, a lot of fruit. This is the first year we're getting, look at that, look up there. So much fruit coming. It's amazing. And they're delicious. Oh, we had some last year. I think we only got like 30 fruit. We have this whole row of European pears. So yeah, last year I think we got like 30 fruit or something like that. And they were so good, so sweet, and just really nice. And they also store really well in the root cellar. So they're a big, you know, winner, I think. So, all right, walking through this tall grass. I'm gonna go towards the cows and show you what's going on with them. So this grass, we're letting it get so tall for the cows, basically. They're gonna come through here, I think, in a few days, and hopefully trample this grass and eat some of it, and It's good for the soil, you know, it's good for them, and it's good for us. We don't have to use fossil fuels to mow anything down. All right, so here are the cows. Let me get in the shade here. All right, feels good. So you can see them grazing in there. And if you can see all this purple right here, it's all hairy vetch, which they love. They love eating that. And it's amazing for the soil. Fixes nitrogen, which is good for the soil. And it's amazing for pollinators. Maybe I'll try to get closer to show you all the bees and bumblebees and wasps and everything that's in there that's been attracted by that. And this is what I was talking about. Like, this is what I think is responsible for the super heavy fruit loads that we're seeing with the zucchini and the cucumbers. All these pollinators. All right, so I'm gonna try to get in there without getting zapped by this electric fence that I'm gonna jump right now. Ow. I did get zapped. Oh, it really hurts. All right. All right, so here we are. It doesn't help that I'm barefoot either. It's a really good grounding. All right, so here's bumblebee right here. If I'm quiet, you may be able to hear them. So let me get in there and be quiet. And this hairy vetch is so pretty too. I just think it looks so beautiful. All right, so here are the cows. 5 of them now. Yeah, and look at how much they ate down the hairy vetch. See this? Over here where they are, it used to look just like this on this other side. So they totally mowed that down and trampled it, and they're still eating it right now. So we have 5 of them now. We just sold Juliet yesterday. She was Jasmine's daughter from last year. She was just over 1 year old. And we sold her to a really nice family. They're gonna have her as their milking cow next year, but it still feels hard to let her go. But we can't let the herd get too big because it's just not, you know, it's unsustainable. We only have a little bit of land and we can only have so many animals and keep them all healthy. Okay, I'm gonna attempt this fence again without trying to, oh gosh. Okay, did it. All right. All right. So I think that's pretty much what I wanted to show you. Maybe I'll go over here on the front porch and show you some of my flowers. I love my front porch now. I just planted a lot of flowers and tried to make it really nice and shady and also just colorful. I like sitting down here with my coffee in the morning or my book when I have the chance to have a little break. All right, so that's what's going on the farm in July. And hope you guys are okay. Everybody's doing well and handling the heat really well. And we'll see you in August. All right.